My husband, 29, and I, 26 female, have been married for 4 years. I had a great job in sales before the global issue, but we found out during that time that things work better with my husband at work and me at home. He earns enough to support us both. I never thought I'd be a traditional wife, but given that he's the breadwinner, I sometimes feel I should pick up a lot of the slack at home. I'm not a great cook, but I'm sociable and enjoy being the hostess. When my husband has friends over to watch soccer, I prep a huge tray of snacks, keep the beers on ice, and pop in with drink and food top-ups during the game. I don't stay to watch, but I do ask the guys how they're doing, etc. Just polite chit-chat. They all seemed into it and often commented that husband has done well to have such a great wife. It's a nice setup. Last week, my husband came home with a beautiful gift-wrap box and said he got me a little something to wear when his friends are next over. I do my best to dress nicely when they're around, so I figured it would be a pretty dress or something. He had this huge grin on his face, so I was so excited. I opened the box to find a red latex mini dress with accessories. The dress is in his team's colour. I didn't know what to say at first. I was so confused. He's never been into anything like that. He's very vanilla. I asked if it was a joke, and at first he said no and told me his friends wouldn't believe how lucky he was if I walked in with the snacks like that. I can't remember what I said next, but then he told me it would be hilarious if I wore it and I should lighten up. I laughed nervously and later told him I thought it was funny too. This morning, he'd put both items on my dresser and said he was looking forward to seeing me in them when the guys are around tomorrow. I reminded him that he said it was a joke. He got a bit sulky and said he couldn't believe I didn't have a sense of humour. But from what he's saying, it sounds like he's expecting me to wear it. I'm so confused because, 1, I don't know if he's done this as a joke because his friends think I talk too much, or 2, if he'd get off on me being humiliated. He says I'm being uptight and called me out for being an idiot, but I honestly don't think I'm unreasonable. Am I the idiot? What? If it's something he's into, this is not the way to introduce it. And if humour is really the goal, tell him that his friends would find it even funnier if he wore it. Undeniably true. Then you can get upset if he doesn't go along with that because that would make him uptight. And where is his sense of humour? 100% not the idiot. If I saw a friend's wife wearing a red latex mini dress when I went over to watch the game, I'd get out of there and stop responding to their calls. I'd be super uncomfortable and confused. This is so weird that even a low-level idiot would probably go, "What the heck? Your husband is weird. Consider staying away during the next party, and definitely consider getting a job and a backup bank account that he doesn't have access to." This has nothing to do with being something he's into. This is about his inability to see her as an actual human being with feelings who experiences her life beyond existing as his appendage, which makes it okay in his mind to dress her up like Soccer Barbie and demean her to entertain his friends. Girl, I'd have honest second thoughts about my marriage in your shoes. You're 26, it doesn't seem like you have kids with this guy, so just move on. Definitely this. Your husband's idea of a joke is humiliating you to his friends. He's showing you off like a possession. Don't stay dependent on someone who will do this to you. You should always have your own source of income. It's fun being a stay-at-home wife for a while, but what if something happens to him? You'll have a huge career gap and no resume. A man who treats you like a joke is not a good long-term bet. Take care of yourself. OP, you're so young and had a great job. Do you really want to throw that away for a guy who treats you like a joke? You realise, right, why it's such a foolish idea to put yourself at the financial mercy of someone when you don't have to? This is what happens. He has a well-trained wife who knows her place serving the men and discreetly slips away when not wanted. Congrats on being married to a misogynist and congrats on enabling him. Go back to your mom's house and ask for advice. You need to wake up. I, 25 female and the middle child of 3 siblings. Alison, 28 female, Jake, 22 male. Sadly, I'm the stereotypical unseen middle child, while Alison is the golden daughter. She literally cannot do anything wrong based on my parents' opinion. I opened up a new bakery in our town. My mom invites the whole family for dinner once in a while, and this time she said the dinner was in my honour to celebrate my new job, which was sweet and I was pleasantly surprised. Alison lives in a different city. When she came home from dinner, she was not alone. She had her girlfriend, Elizabeth, 30 female, with her. Now, Alison is a playgirl who uses her law degree to have intimacy, even on my friends back in the day, but she never brought her girlfriends home. She did this time and everyone's attention was on her. Throughout the dinner, there was only one mention of my bakery. Ironically, it was from Elizabeth. The rest was spent getting to know Elizabeth, her job, her interests, how she met Alison, etc. It also didn't help that she was a psychiatrist and everyone had questions. I was beyond angry. She could have brought her home any other time, but chose this one time when our parents decided to acknowledge me. So I was cold throughout the dinner. Not that anyone really cared. At the end of the night, Alison asked me why I was sulking. I told her the truth, and I said she managed to make this about herself, that she couldn't live if the spotlight wasn't on her. She told me I should be happy for her because she's fallen in love and was extremely happy with her girlfriend and wanted to participate in this celebration. She knew exactly what bringing a girlfriend would do to the dinner, so I told her she could have done it literally any other night. Right now, we're still pretty distant. Am I the idiot here? Am I overreacting? No idiots here. I don't think your sister did it on purpose. In my experience, the golden child rarely realizes how much more attention they get than their siblings. Your parents do this, but you've directed your anger at your sister. When you've cooled down a bit, I think it's worth a conversation with her about how you feel. If things go well, it could lead to you two being closer and maybe even her helping and directing more parental attention your way. You are kind of an idiot for calling her a playgirl. How many people she sleeps with is no one's business but hers. I agree to an extent, but Alison is an adult, not a child, and she knows what she's doing is wrong, and she knows exactly why she's doing it. So parents and Alison are both idiots. We excuse adults for their parents' behaviour for far too long. Alison has been in the real world long enough to know what she's doing is poisonous, and she did it deliberately because she could. OP, you are the idiot for suggesting your sister uses her law degree to have intimacy. How does having a law degree help? I'm a lawyer. Let me check your briefs. It sounds petty and mean, and you have a lot of negative emotions about your sister. Certain types of people are attracted to successful people with money. That's how. If she's manipulative with this information, I could see having a law degree working in the same way as being an actual lawyer. If she's trying to have intimacy, she can use the fact that she has that degree to imply she'll be successful in the future. Makes them think she likes them and that they'll have a bright financial future together. It depends on what kind of person the sister is. Of course, this is all hypothetical. We only have OP's side, so she might not use her degree this way, but I can see how it can be done. I, female 31, have a sister, 25, and we were super close growing up because our parents weren't very active in our lives and put their marriage above us, so it was just the two of us. At a young age, I had to pick up being her third parent, and it made me resent her for years because she could seemingly have a normal childhood and I didn't. I did get over it though. When I graduated from college, I left my home state and moved to Arizona with my husband, 35. My sister and I barely talked after that because I was busy with my career and marriage. Now I have a young daughter and I'm currently pregnant with twins. On Wednesday, I received a long text message from my sister and she told me she was getting married and wanted me to walk her down the aisle. I was happy for her until she told me her wedding date. Her wedding date is 10 days after my due date. I have no interest in travelling that soon after I gave birth, and I definitely have no interest in leaving my husband with 3 kids. I want to get used to being a family of 5 together, just like how we got used to being a family of 3 together. So I told my sister that I couldn't attend because I'd only be a week or 2 postpartum, and I didn't feel like flying across the country that soon. She tried asking if my husband would watch the kids, but I told her that I'm not leaving my kids, that are that young, across the country, and they're too young to fly on a plane. She got angry with me and told me that she wanted to catch up with me and hadn't seen me in years, so I replied that we would need to catch up on another day. She ended up hanging up the phone, and now, since our conversation, I've been getting emails from her bridesmaids that I was intentionally trying to hurt my sister. I feel like I'm doing the right thing by putting my family and myself above a wedding. So, am I the idiot? Not the idiot. You really don't have a choice. You physically won't be able to travel. Surely you understand her request is ludicrous given the circumstances. Resenting her because your parents were bad parents is irrelevant. You literally can't go. You'll be physically recovering from birth and adjusting to life with brand new twins. This seems too cruel to be true. 10 days after birth to leave newborn babies alone is one issue. You, having given birth to twins, be asked to travel 10 days after on a plane, multiple hours, is another. Your sister still insisting you can do it is unreal. She would have known you were expecting if she'd been active in your life. If you were so important to her to be in her wedding, she would have checked before setting the date. Block the witchy bridesmaids and ignore them. And there's no guarantee on the due date, it's an estimate. OP might give birth mere days before the wedding, or might have a C-section that takes a minimum of 4 to 6 weeks to heal from before anything strenuous, and travel is strenuous. It's an absurd expectation. OP, best wishes to you and the twins. I moved away at 18 and didn't really talk to my family for various reasons, but I reconnected with them during a sister's wedding. Even started talking to my dad again, who I cut off due to his affair. Saw my dad's affair child, Jack, nearly adult, a couple of times, but he was quiet. I figured it was fine, but then I noticed everyone treating him rudely, mostly and usually insulting his intelligence. When he tries to talk, they either zone out or shut him down. I called my sisters out on it once, and they said it was just teasing and they all love him. Their main thing since they found out has been teasing him for being unlikely to graduate with the rest of his age group this year. Dad shrugged it off, saying that Jack wasn't too bright anyways. I guess I just made it my mission to help Jack out. Took a lot of convincing, but Jack accepted my help. And after loads of effort and hard work, Jack will be walking the stage. I talked to his school about options, tutored him in things I specialise in, paid for tutoring for things I don't know very well, helped him set up online classes, joined volunteer programs, etc. He even joined his school's baseball team. Though he's taking a gap year to work on more stuff, I'm so proud of him and his effort. And everyone's faces when they found out that he will, in fact, be graduating was the best. Except now they all want me to tutor their kids. No matter how many times I've said no, they don't stop. They call me a miracle worker and said if I did it for Jack, I could do it for the smarter kids. To be honest, I don't care about their kids. They're all fine, and I don't know if this is weird, but I did this for Jack. This is how we got close, and I want it to remain our thing. My aunt begged me to help her daughter that's failing some class yesterday, and I was tired and upset because I didn't want to be where I was. Then my dad joined in, saying I could cut out some of my Jack time, I was still helping him, to help his niece. I snapped at them. I went, I don't want to help your stupid kids. Jesus, go hire a real tutor and stop bothering me. I didn't mean to swear so much, but my aunt was horrified. My dad got upset and asked me if I was only pretending to be educated because I certainly didn't sound like I was. He told me that he didn't want me in his house if I was so upset at the thought of helping my family. Am I the idiot? Because I don't think so. I admit that I may be a little selfish, but I just don't have the energy or desire. Jack fails. Oh, he's just stupid, there's no helping that. Aunt's little angel fails. Oh no, my poor baby is struggling, drop everything for her. The double standards are staggering. Not the idiot. Tell your dad that if he's so big on helping the family, he certainly didn't show it when Jack needed help. Explain you only got so angry because answering the same question repeatedly made you think that everyone apart from Jack in your family is a bit slow because clearly they don't understand no. Say it's just frustration from dealing with a special needs family that just doesn't learn because they're clearly not very bright. Give them a double dose of what Jack has put up with for years. Good on you for helping your brother. Oh God, please send a group text saying this, then go no contact again with everyone except Jack. Offered a finger and they wanted the whole hand. No, just because you help one doesn't mean you must help others. Your aunt can help her daughter, or another family member could do it. Aunt is responsible for her family. It's not right she dumps, or tries to, the burden on you. Be firm. You're busy enough, no time. Aunt can pay for tutoring from someone else. My 29 best friend 29 is getting married this fall. I'm the best man. We have a bachelor party in Vegas. His fiancée, a bit of a control freak, has badgered me a few times about what we have planned for the trip. To be honest, I don't have many concrete plans in place yet, and I've told her this. After maybe the fourth time she asked, I told her I didn't know the plans yet and I wouldn't be telling her anyway. She got all huffy and puffy about it, and I basically told her to screw off and that my job is to throw a fun party for my friend, not to get it approved by her. My friend tells me I should apologise, even though he agrees with me because it will stop her from nagging him. I don't want her to keep annoying him, but I also don't want her to think she has a right to do what she's doing. We have other married friends, and none of them said their wives did anything like this. Edit, I'd advise him not to hook up at the club, but if someone else wants it, I won't stop it. I'd 100% keep it a secret. Why would I say something? The plan is to relax and have fun. We don't need a full day of plans done ahead of time. We're just going to wing most of it. If all he means is apologise for telling her to screw off, then I agree. You could have declined her request in all the ways you described without going at her like that. This is your friend's fiancé and your priority in his life will change. You want to be an idiot here because you're right, but you're going down the wrong path if this is your best friend. Everybody sucks here. She's not asking for a second-by-second itinerary. She wants a general outline of where her fiancé will be while he's away and what y'all are planning. And there isn't even any reason to believe that she'd object to any of it. She just wants to be aware. Are you required to tell her? No. But you're literally part of this woman's wedding party, holding a meaningful place in her wedding, and not only do you clearly hate her, but you're also deliberately antagonizing her, swearing at her, and your examples of why she's so awful just aren't. If they ran into their partner's old friends at a bar, most people would expect to be introduced. It takes half a second, and it's rude not to. For someone who's almost 30, you sound about 16, belligerent and exhausting. But of course, you are the idiot. I agree. Why don't you have a little bit of empathy for her, even if she's being a bit extra, and just give her a sense of the kind of things you're thinking of doing? This is the woman your friend has chosen to spend the rest of his life with. You need to have respect for her. God forbid she wants to know where you guys will be in case of an emergency. You could have just eased her anxiety, but instead, you're rude as crap to the woman your supposed best friend is marrying. You're the best man. Act like it and have some class.